What it do, what it do, what it do, Half J family. Welcome back to the channel, baby.
Okay, I could. Okay. Threw me off again.
It's your boy Half.
And your girl, Jen.
And we back with another reaction video. All right, y'all, man. Look, we back again.
Yes.
With another reaction. Now, this one right here is the continuance of the last interview that we just did of this gentleman right here. So, why don't you go ahead and fill in the middle of who we're going to be reacting to and continuing with.
We are reacting to Jordan Peterson, and it is, what is it? The gender
pay gap.
Continuance.
Right. Because the first reaction that we did, I guess that was the shorter version of it because I think it's like a 30-minute video.
Okay.
So we reacted to the first 17 minutes.
Oh, okay.
I believe of it or something like that. You know what I'm saying? So we about to go ahead and finish this video. So it's about another 7 to 8 minutes in the remainder of it. So that's why we started it here. Because this is where we left off at from the last one. So if you have not caught the last one yet, before you start this one, go ahead and catch that one. So you know what's going on. You get yourself familiar with what's going on. Then come check this one out, and then it'll all come together for you. All right?
And do you guys think we should do more commentary on our channel?
Right. Yeah. If you feel like we should do more commentary, go ahead and drop them comments down below. Because we go off of what you guys like and what you and you know what you guys enjoy to see. So we work for y'all. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
y'all,
we do.
We're your employees. You feel me? Y'all the boss and we the employees. So
And that's the truth.
yeah. So with that being said, we'll go ahead and jump into it. But before we do, everybody that's out there who has not yet subscribed to the channel, come up top, come around like this. Don't hit the top of the head because you know she'll get mad. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button.
Yes. Oh, you know what?
Turn your post notifications on.
Yes.
Like and share this video.
Yes.
And comment down below, baby. Come and join the squad, man. Half and J. We over here kicking off. What?
What?
Good vibes, baby. Good vibes.
Boom! Why do we do that?
I don't know.
And you
I don't
or
know.
what?
Sometimes
It's just a habit, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just comes out naturally like that, I
Naturally,
guess.
yeah.
All right, so here we go. Jordan Peterson, the continuance.
Let me move on to another debate that's been very controversial for you. And this is, you got in trouble for refusing to call trans men and women by their preferred personal pronouns.
No, that's not actually true. I got in trouble because I said I would not follow the compelled speech dictates of the federal and provincial government. I actually never got in trouble for not calling anyone anything.
Right.
That didn't happen.
You wouldn't follow the change of law which was designed to...
Why does he always try to put the answer or her answer in his mouth? The way she feels that it should, you know what I'm saying? Like, she always said, oh, well, you said this, or well, you said, no, I did not say this.
Right.
No, I did not say that. Why do you keep saying that I said this? You know what I mean? Like, that's how rumors get started, y'all. Because somebody like that is trying to tell somebody else what they said. But if you're going to quote me correctly. You feel what I'm saying? Like,
And do you feel that it's wrong that people don't push, certain people don't push the pronouns for the transgender? Like, say it's a trans man, like, would you call him him? Or would you still refer to the trans man as her? Or, you know?
right. I would have to respect their, how can I say it? I would have to respect their choice that they made. You understand what I'm saying? Who am I? That's like me saying, you know, instead of calling me John, you feel me? I want you to call me Jay. You feel what I'm saying? And that's kind of like in that sense, like they had transitioned from a man to a woman, and obviously they're gonna change their name from whatever to whatever. And who am I to say that I'm still gonna call you what you originally was born as. You understand what I'm saying? That's like somebody who's going to go change their name legally or something.
Right.
Because once you change the name legally, that's your new name.
Right.
You feel me? Now, if you haven't changed your name legally or something like that, you just made up a name like, oh, I'm this and that and the third, I'm going to still call you by your legal
And
name.
I have a question for the Half and J family.
Yeah.
Do you feel that it's okay to call babies aren't supposed to be called babies anymore? From what I watched Dr. Phil. And
I'll put it on to that too, y'all.
and there's a word floating around called babies instead of babies. Babies, with that word, a child has a choice to choose their gender, whether they want to be male or female.
So how do you feel about that?
I'm old school, and I'm always going to call a baby a baby. I'm not going to keep feeding into, what the mainstream in the world wants me to conform to. I have my beliefs, and I'm going to call a baby a baby. Like, how does a baby have a choice to choose their gender?
So what about the same question you asked me about the transgender changing their name?
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about that?
I will respect, the trans community,
Right.
and call them by their name,
Legally changed though.
legally changed,
Right.
or even their nickname. Like, I would still,
Right.
give them their respect, and,
Right. Right.
Calling anyone anything.
Right.
That didn't happen.
You wouldn't follow the change of law, which was designed
Not
to
once it was
outlaw
law.
discrimination.
No.
What
Yeah, well,
should
that's
your...
what they said it was designed to do.
Okay, you cited freedom of speech in that. Why should your right to freedom of speech trump a trans person's right not to be offended?
Because in order to be able to think, you have to risk being offensive. I mean, look at the conversation we're having right now. Like you're certainly willing to risk offending me in the pursuit of truth. Why should you have the right to do that? It's been rather uncomfortable.
Well, I'm very glad I put you on the spot. Well, I'm very glad that I have
but you get
exercised
my
my freedom of
point.
speech.
You get my point. It's like you're doing what you should do, which is digging a bit to see what the hell's going on. And that is what you should do. But you're exercising your freedom of speech to certainly risk offending me. And that's fine. I think more power to you as far as I'm concerned.
So you haven't sat there and... I'm just trying to work that out. I mean,
She lost for words
because
now.
his comebacks are just so on point,
Right.
and it
Right.
leaves her speechless.
Right.
Like,
She like, damn, I am doing that.
right.
You
Like,
know?
she she got a brain fart.
Hey, imagine him and his wife having an argument.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
that's like me and you though, because half has to be right to where sometimes I'm just left speechless to where I just give up. Like,
I mean, and sometimes vice versa though. I'm like, damn, she is right about that shit. Let me go sit my ass down somewhere. You feel me?
there and I'm just trying to work that out. I mean,
Ha, gotcha.
you have got me. I'm trying to work
about
that through in
time.
my head. Yeah, it took a while.
It did, yeah.
Took a while. You have voluntarily come into the
Doesn't it now,
studio and
shit?
agreed to be questioned.
Mm-hmm.
A trans person in your class has come to your class and said they want to be called.
And that's never
she.
happened. And I would call them she.
So you would. So you've kind of changed your tune on that.
No, I said that right from the beginning. What I said at the beginning was that I was not going to cede the linguistic territory to radical leftists, regardless of whether or not it was put in law. That's what I said. And then the people who came after me said, oh, you must be transphobic and you mistreat a student.
So he's saying just because they put it in law doesn't mean that gives me the right to have
to say it.
To say it. You
Right.
know what I'm saying? So, and that's true.
Right.
Because that goes back to living in a free country type of thing, right?
Exactly.
So-
Freedom of speech.
Exactly. And freedom of what's the other word? Freedom of speech, also freedom of expression.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? You can express yourself how you want to. You know what I'm saying? That's what we live in America for. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I don't know. I just don't get it. But
Territory to radical leftists, regardless of whether or not it was put in law. That's what I said.
You've
And
also-
then the people who came after me said, oh, you must be transphobic and you mistreat a student in your class. It's like, I never mistreated a student in my class. I'm not transphobic, and that isn't what I said.
Well, except you've also called trans campaigners authoritarian.
I just want to know why, how is that being transphobic when if you don't call even though they made that decision to become,
Right.
a man becoming a female becoming a man, like how is that transphobic when you don't have to conform and say and call them the pronouns that they want to be called? How is that being transphobic? Like I don't get that part.
Right.
And I feel like if you're being very mean to the person or calling them out of their name and being like verbally abusive to this person or even physically abusive, that's transphobic. I don't see what's wrong with words or
Right. Yeah.
I don't.
I feel you on that.
I don't know. I'm confused.
Right.
It confuses me.
Not transphobic, and that isn't what I said.
Well, except you've also called trans campaigners authoritarian, haven't you? I mean, isn't that
Well,
grossly
only in the
insen-
broader context of my claims that radical leftist ideologues are authoritarian,
Yes,
which
but
they are.
You're saying someone who is trying to work out their gender identity, who may well have struggled with that, had quite a
No
tough
doubt
time
have
over the
struggled
years.
with it, yeah.
You're comparing them with, Chairman Mao, who
No, just the
saw the
activists.
deaths of millions of people. Well,
Just the
even if the
activists.
activists, they're trans people too. They have a right to say these things.
Yeah, but they don't have
Isn't
a
it
right to
grossly
speak for their whole
insensitive
community.
To compare them to Chairman Mao or, Pinochet, Augusto Pinochet. I mean, this is grossly insensitive.
I didn't compare them to Pinochet.
Well,
I did compare them to
he was an
Mao.
authoritarian.
He's a
wasn't he?
right-winger, though. I was comparing them to the left-wing totalitarians.
Okay,
And I do believe they are left-wing totalitarians.
Under Mao, millions of people died.
Right.
I mean, there's no comparison between
That's-
Mao and a trans activist, is there?
Why not?
Because trans activists aren't killing millions of people?
The philosophy that's guiding their utterances is the same philosophy.
The consequences are...
Not yet.
You're saying that trans activists
No.
could lead to the deaths of millions of people? What
No,
they're
I'm
do-
saying that the philosophy that drives their utterances is the same philosophy that already has driven us to the deaths of millions of people.
Okay, tell us how that philosophy is...
Students with ADHD save 10 hours studying with the Scrum extension.
But no, by all means.
is in any way comparable.
Sure, that's no problem. The first thing is that the philosophy presumes that group identity is paramount. That's the fundamental philosophy that drove the Soviet Union and Maoist China. And it's the fundamental philosophy of the left-wing activists. It's identity politics. It doesn't matter who you are as an individual, it matters who you are in terms of your group identity.
You're just
That's
saying these
murderous.
things, though, to provoke, aren't you? I mean,
No,
you are
yeah.
a provocateur.
I never said
You're like
anything.
the alt-right that you hate to be compared to. You want to stir things up.
I'm only a provocateur insofar as when I say what I believe to be true, it's provocative. I don't provoke. Maybe for
You don't
humor
set out to
now and
provoke.
then. I'm not interested in provoking.
But what
Not
about
in
the thing
least.
about, fighting and the lobster? Tell us about the lobster.
Well, that's quite a segue. Well, the first chapter I have in my book is called Stand Up Straight with Your Shoulders Back. And it's an injunction to be combative, not least to further your career, let's say, but also to adopt a stance of ready engagement with the world and to reflect that in your posture. And the reason that I write about lobsters is because there's this idea that hierarchical structures are a sociological construct of the Western patriarchy. And that is so untrue that it's almost unbelievable. And I use the lobster as an example because the lobster, we divulged from lobsters in evolutionary history about 350 million years ago, common ancestor. And lobsters exist in hierarchies and they have a nervous system attuned to the hierarchy. And that nervous system runs on serotonin, just like our nervous systems do. And the nervous system of the lobster and of the human being is so similar that antidepressants work on lobsters. And it's part of my attempt to demonstrate that the idea of hierarchy has absolutely nothing to do with sociocultural construction, which it doesn't.
Let me just get this straight. You're saying that we should organise our societies along the lines of the lobsters.
I'm saying that it's inevitable that there will be continuity in the way that animals and human beings organize their structures. It's absolutely inevitable. And there is 1/3 of a billion years of evolutionary history behind that. Right? That's so long that 1/3 of a billion years ago, there weren't even trees. It's a long time. You have a mechanism in your brain that runs on serotonin that's similar to the lobster mechanism that tracks your status. And the higher your status, the better your emotions are regulated. So as your serotonin levels increase, you feel more positive emotion and less negative emotion.
So you're saying, like the lobsters, we're hardwired as men and women to do certain things, to sort of run along tram lines, and there's nothing we can do about it.
No, I'm not saying there's nothing we can do about it, because it's like in a chess game, right? There's lots of things that you can do, although you can't break the rules of the chess game and continue to play chess. Your biological nature is somewhat like that, is it sets the rules of the game, but within those rules you have a lot of leeway. But the idea that, one thing we can't do is say that hierarchical organization is a consequence of the capitalist patriarchy. It's like, that's patently absurd. It's wrong. It's not a matter of opinion. It's seriously wrong.
Aren't you just whipping people up into a state of anger? And
Not at all.
Divisions between men and women, you're stirring people up. You have any critics of you online get absolutely lambasted by your followers. You
And
can't
by
call
me,
them off, haven't
generally.
you? Sorry, your critics get lambasted by you. I mean,
If
isn't
they're
that
academics.
irresponsible?
Not at all. If an academic is going to come
Okay.
after me and tell me that I'm not qualified and that I don't know what I'm talking about.
So
like,
you're
it's
not going to say to
seriously
your
not the
followers
same.
now, quit the abuse, quit the anger.
Well, we'd need some substantial examples of the abuse and the anger before I could detail that question.
There's a lot of it out
So-
there.
Let's take a more general perspective on that. So I have had 25,000 letters since June, something like that, from people who told me that I've brought them back from the brink of destruction. And so I'm perfectly willing to put that up against the rather vague accusations that my followers are making the lives of people that I've targeted miserable.
Jordan Peterson, thank you.
My pleasure. Nice talking with you.
I like him.
He said, my pleasure. Like,
I like him.
Like, I know I did that, though. I made you feel stupid, huh? I
Right.
know, you thought you was smart until you sat down with Jordan Peterson.
He's very intelligent
You
and
feel me?
articulate.
Oh, yeah.
I love how he can explain things.
Yeah. If you don't really understand certain terminologies and words, you will not be able to listen to a Jordan Peterson.
Right.
Because you will not be able to comprehend and understand what he's talking
Right.
about. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be somewhat of intelligence yourself. You know what I mean? To grasp what he's saying.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So,
Yes.
like you say, he's very articulate, very, very, very well educated. You know what I'm saying? He probably went to some damn Harvard or something like that. You know what I mean? And IQ was through the damn roof.
Right.
You feel me? I want to see somebody that's on his level, and they go back and forth and debate on something. I think that would be a classic right there, though. Real talk. You know what I'm saying? Like, they both on that same level, but have two different differences about something, though.
Right.
That would be dope right there, though. But if y'all got something like that that's out there that he's going to get somebody like that, that's somebody like him, please leave a link down below.
Somebody like him.
For real. Put a link down below in the comment section below. You feel me? So what's your how you feel about that?
How do I feel about?
About the gender world and stuff like that, like what they was basically touching on. Like, do you think his opinion on that is valid? Like, do you agree with what he was saying, or?
I believe his opinion is valid, and those are his beliefs, and that's
Right.
how he feels.
Right.
You know, as far as myself, I'm going to respect people for who they are and who they choose to be. It's none of my business.
Right.
You know, they're not harming me in any way, so I will show respect, and you know, I have, you know.
Okay. Y'all let us know. Leave y'all thoughts and opinions in the comment section. Let's open up a conversation about it. You know what I'm saying? That's what the whole point of doing these reactions for is to open up a conversation and see what everybody's thoughts and opinions is on that. And just keep in mind on the Having J channel, they're only opinions, so don't take nothing serious. again, we live in a free country. It's a
Yes.
freedom of speech, freedom of expression. So, don't get mad because one person says something you may not believe or feel that is valid or true or whatever the case may be.
We all have our
'Cause
opinions.
it's their opinion. It's not yours. It's theirs. So you know what I'm saying. So with that being said, let's jump into some shout outs.
Okay, first shout out goes to Catherine Matthews. What's up, Catherine Matthews?
What's going on, Captain Matthews? Shout out to you. Hope you enjoyed the reaction, the commentary. If you're watching it, go ahead and leave your thoughts and thoughts and opinion down in the comment section below.
Yes. Second shout out goes to Renee Hatch. What's up, Renee Hatch?
Renee Hatch, shout out to you also. Thank you for joining us on this Jordan Peterson.
Yes.
If you're watching this, why don't you go ahead and leave your thoughts and opinion also down in the comment section below.
Yes.
And let's talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
All right, anything else?
I love you guys.
All right. She loves you.
Miss y'all.
She miss y'all. You know what I'm saying? And y'all already know I have, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love you guys.
Oh, my goodness. I didn't know what you were
You feel me? We out this thing though, man.
Yes.
Peace.
Peace.